Neighbor Nick here, Tap for Green Solutions. We're here checking out my man Jaa's backyard, checking out the possibilities. So we're gonna go back here and see what we can do.
I have this area that I used to kennel my gray pits in. We're moving towards a higher level of awareness in eating. They do so much with our food that it makes me very fearful now of what I eat. If you do it yourself, then you know where it's all coming from and what it's all about. I had you come out to look at my land and tell me what I should be looking towards doing.
Every square foot back here represents a dinner for you and your family. And you can go horizontal, vertical, you name it. It's just about what's in your mind.
What is a staple type of food to have in your yard? Would it be a potato, something that kind of goes for a lot? It takes the weather, it takes...
That's a good question. Again, man, in California, we're so blessed to have the perfect environment for growth. It's not a secret why this place serves the entire planet with certain agriculture. So right here in Los Angeles, in your backyard, the possibilities are endless. You can do any kind of mustard green. That's cabbage, that's kale, that's bok choy, lettuce, arugula, Swiss chard, you name it. It can grow right here in the dirt. You know, we would have to, of course, fertilize this dirt and get it back healthy. But once it's healthy, you can do it all day, every day. There's no limit to it. It's all in your mind. So any kind of leafy vegetable. Potatoes are a piece of cake. At our farm, we have potatoes growing out of a trash can. A 15 or 18 gallon trash can barrel. We have to stack up the potatoes. We start with 10, and in about 6 months, you got hundreds of potatoes. They just multiply like gremlins. You know what I mean? So if you stagger that and have this one planted this week, this one planted the next week, you have potatoes for life.
Right.
Stop, right?
Right.
It's just a little bit of science, a little bit of technology, and a little bit of consciousness, and you tapping into what's already in you, right? All this stuff is already in us.
Right.
You don't have to really go to school to learn it. You just got to wake up. And the best way, or the fastest way to wake up is to stop eating that poison that clogs your systems. If you're eating garbage all day, sugar and refined this and artificial this and GMO, right? It's going to clog your senses. Your pineal gland is going to be foggy. All of your lymphatic tissue and organs are going to be cloudy, and you're not going to be able to see straight. You're going to be walking zombie. That's what the zombiosis is all about. It's people that are 400 pounds addicted to sugar, addicted to fake food, not real food. Right. The idea of them walking in their backyard to grow something is preposterous. This is unfathomable. But to us, we know that that's where we come from, right? So why not revisit that? You know, the last 100 years, the Industrial Revolution was definitely an advance in technology, but it set us back as far as consciousness and loving yourself and what you put in your body. Anything can happen in your backyard. There's no limits. It's all in your imagination, my brother.
What would be that procedure? What kind of fertilizer? What would be my first steps?
The very first step, which I tell people, is to adapt to compost or composting. Okay. Right? You can clear all this and go to Home Depot and get bags of soil and just lay this and be out of pocket a couple $1,000, right? Okay. Now you're upset, right? Now you really don't want to get started because you're just thinking about how much
money you spent.
Well, I see a lot of hay, I see a lot of weeds, I see a lot of grass. That's all organic material. If we set up a compost bin, mix it half dirt, soil, a whole lot of this, any organic material, all your scraps, all your peels, avocado peels, eggshells, all your organic material, no plastic, right? Right. Put it in there, you churn it every day, mix it up. It mimics what the great beasts like the cattle do on the plains. They walk, right, and they mix up the soil, they deposit, they mix it up, and it becomes fertile land. It's way more cost effective than going to Home Depot and buying bags. Not to mention, every bag you're buying from Home Depot or whatever store you visit, you know, that soil isn't coming from here. That soil is 9 times out of 10 coming from South America, where they deforest their rainforest to bring you soil, right? That's not sustainable. Tearing down a nation just to build another one. Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yes.
So we got to start in our yard with a compost bin, with a worm bin. Worms do the same thing. They break everything down. They're decomposers, just like a roly-poly or a pincher bug. They take it, they break it down, and what they deposit is fertile soil, right? If you're gonna put something in the ground, you gotta do that.
So you telling me the bugs that I see in my son, ooh, there's a really, those are a necessity. They actually have a purpose. They do something.
In us. You know, we're about a couple billion years old, according to the best scientists somewhere in Central Africa, right?
Right.
But they've been here twice that time, right? If you don't have those decomposers, you don't have Earth. Period. They go in the ground and they churn it up for you. So instead of shunning them and saying, oh, it's a bug, it's nasty, let's put it to use. Let's get this thing more efficient. And you can do that in a compost bin. And they come natural. You don't have to add anything. They come from the ground. Think about it. Here's another benefit of composting. If you have a 5x5 compost bin here, right? it's going to be stinky. All your organic, it's going to be, right? So all the bugs, all the pests, rats, anything are going to be here and not in your house, not all over the place. They're going to be right here concentrating on this is what they want.
Right.
So give them what they want.
Right.
And grow some soil for yourself, right? It's all about symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
How can I help you and you help me at the same time? So
right.
we grow collectively. Same thing's happening in nature.
Everybody happy.
Man. We're just tapping into our ancestry and how they used to do it.
I like that. I like that. Looking at the area that we possess, a lot of people in their mind, they say, this area, it only will feed one family. From your experience, depending on what we grow, would this be enough to feed a family, or?
In my experience, and this is going to sound crazy, but I don't even want to exaggerate here. This amount of space here will feed your entire block.
My entire block.
Your entire block.
All my neighbors.
All your neighbors.
Wow.
Think about it like this, right? We're in square footage.
Yes,
right?
sir.
But think about, I'm not a mason or anything, but I know a ton of master builders. You're talking this square foot in this realm, go up 12 inches. You got a whole nother plane. Grow up 12 inches. You got a whole nother plane. Now you're going vertical.
Right.
Walls. You're going horizontal. You're in the air.
Right.
You're recreating the rainforest or a plane where food grows naturally. Now, it isn't really practical. You don't want all your neighbors knocking on your door, right?
Right.
So what you do is you focus on 6 different things. You encourage them to focus on 6 other things. And now you're trading. Now
right.
you're building a community.
Wow.
Now your neighbor's not being nosy, looking over your thing. You guys are working together.
Correct.
Common unity. And common unity is food.
Yes.
Right? So if you want to do potatoes, onions, bell peppers, garlic, orange trees, lettuce, kale, back here, let her focus on other things. Let her focus on sage, thyme, oregano, and the mints. Maybe she wants to grow some fish or have some chickens and roosters and give you some eggs. It's all about trading.
Right.
That's how we used to do. We got to get back to that.
Yes. Yes, I agree. You being a forefront leader in this field, what are you actually growing at your home?
That's a great question, and the better question is what aren't we growing?
Okay.
We pretty much try everything. I have watermelon now, right, and that's a big one. That's probably my most proud experiment.
Okay.
I got watermelon coming out of a barrel because I just want to crush any stupid stereotype that only people of color enjoy watermelon. Who doesn't like watermelon?
Right.
Everybody likes watermelon, right? So we're gonna see how many friends I have when that thing is ready to harvest, and we're gonna see what they're looking like. But in our yard, we have about 90-something tilapia. We have several catfish, corn, watermelon, a few different types of tomatoes, heirloom brandywine, beefsteak, Roma tomatoes, several different types of peppers, chili of the devil, bell peppers, jalapenos, habaneros. We have some artichoke growing, and it gives you a nice big stalk. It looks like that Venus flytrap from the movie.
Ooh, right. Okay.
We have, we have a lemon tree, grapes. We have some sour grapes that are made for wine. They actually belong to my neighbor, but the vines are growing over the fence. And hey, look here, man. Yeah. You're over in the yard, so we're gonna use those.
Right.
But again, I encourage people to grow things that I'm not growing, so we can trade with them.
Right.
And what we do is we set up systems in backyards all over the city and schools, and we put people on a nice staggered nutrition plan, so they can feed their family and trade with people in their community.
Wow. That's amazing. So you don't use the market for anything anymore, huh?
No, that's a misconception.
Okay.
Right? I'm not saying anti, market or anti-establishment or whatever. Everything has its purpose, right? I'm not going to be able to get certain things in my yard that I can only get at the market. I can't think of too many off top right now.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm primarily a water. I drink a lot of water.
Right.
I don't really drink too much soda or fruit juices or anything like that because it's just loaded with artificial sugar.
Right.
If I do, it's going to be pure cane sugar, not high fructose corn syrup, not citric acid, not xanthan gum, and all these weird things that they have on your nutrition facts, right? But you can't get, vitamin C tablets in your yard, but you can't eat an orange. But if you'd rather get that tablet, you might want to go to the store. You know what I mean? You can't, if you're entertaining, you can't get, a 12 pack of wine in your backyard. You're not supposed to, right? But you can, but you're not supposed to, right? So you gotta go to the store for that, or ice, or whatever you can't do at home is impractical. You gotta go, and we go to Trader Joe's, and farmers markets, mostly farmers markets though. Okay. Because we like to bond with the brothers who are doing it themselves, and not a lot of them look like us. Right. So we're trying to change that up too. Okay. But yeah, farmers markets on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in LA, they're all over the place. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Costco, things like that, and we get the items that we can't find in our yard.
So, man, I really appreciate you coming out and taking your time to come out and enlighten a brother. This is the move I want to make. This is the direction I want to go. I see the purpose in it. I see survival. You know, I see a better me, a better health. Not for just myself, but for my son and my loved ones. The Army, I think, is always looking for people to enlist, and we're students for life. We don't feel we know. Everything's about research to research, and sometimes I was growing up and say, you don't know what you don't know. And there was a lot that I didn't know, so I had to go out and look into it and just be around conscious people that opened up my parameters to other ways of thinking for what we're dealing with. So I couldn't be much more appreciative. I'm anxious to get started with the preparation for my garden and the growth of what I could do, not just for myself, but even for my community, my neighborhood. So let's go in and talk more about this, what we got to get.